Get to know the Safe4r app. It's brilliantly making strides as the world's first social protection application. All right, Rocky Wright, welcome to the Chandria Show. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm doing phenomenal. And how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love that painting back there.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So I want to welcome you to the Chandria Show, and I'm excited to chat with you about your app, the Safe4r app. Please tell me what solution you bring to the marketplace.
Great. Well, Safe4r is built for one core reason, and that's to keep people safer than ever before. Unfortunately, we live in a time where crime is just skyrocketing, over 54% higher than ever in major cities, and that includes, homicides, sex trafficking, abductions, and the list just goes on and on. It's out of control. We leverage against that a 911 system for when we need help that's over 50 years old, and so as a result of that, the response time, whether you're having a medical emergency or a crime occurring against you, the response time is 15 to 20 minutes, which is an actual lifetime. If you're the one in that situation, it's just an enormous amount of time. So Safe4r was built as a way to kind of be an intermediary between the old 911 system and the crime rate that's going up, and what can we do to help people faster. And with Safe4r, we're kind of redefining what a first responder is, because if I'm having a medical emergency, I'm having a stroke, and I can either lay there for 15 or 20 minutes, or if my neighbor who's just right next door only knew, he could get over there and help me. So the core of Safe4r is very core, what we call a safety net, which is tying communities of people together that can be responsive and help people in any kind of crisis situation.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I like that you're allowing the community to help you, in responding to any type of crisis, whether it be a medical emergency or what have you. I'm curious, what sparked this idea?
Well, I had a personal situation where I had an incident, and I was in a fight for my life, and it was horrendous. And literally around the corner were people just walking along the street who had no idea that I was needing their help. And so it just inspired the idea of, man, how different things could have been if somebody could have even just come over and said, hey, what are you doing? Any little thing can make the difference. And these kind of situations, when you get into them, they have long lasting effects on you. So that was what really inspired the idea of building an application. And then when I see what's going on, specifically in our communities, the lack of visibility and transparency sometimes when dealing with law enforcement, it's an incredible application to allow, you start an engagement with law enforcement, ignite your Safe4r, get a bunch of people and witnesses watching and engaged with what's going on, so that there can never be anything that's kind of hiding behind the curtain, or everyone's waiting anxiously to get something released. It's released right then and there. And it's just a really powerful tool and attribute for all situations and circumstances, including dealing with law enforcement for specifically our community.
Awesome. I think about so many, recent events, so many events that have been happening, in all communities, but especially in the Black community. How can your app rectify those types of situations from happening?
Yeah, it brings immediate accountability. It's one thing to find out something happened last year, which is kind of what happens. It's like, what? I didn't even know that happened. Or I see something, I'm like, what, again? But then it says last June, it's like, what? How come I didn't know about that until now? So again, it brings immediate accountability. And I want it to be a tool that can be leveraged so that when someone knows that you're part of the Safe4r community, they already know that the way that they interact with you and the way they engage with you should be very different, because there are lots of people who may be watching, lots of tools and features that are built into this application. And beyond, our specific community and our situations, you've got people in colleges, young ladies being attacked, and all kinds of different things that are going on in this world. And it's really built to be a global application to help people. And the one thing that I always ask when talking about the application is, if somebody that you truly love and care about was in a crisis situation, how many people would you want to go and help them, and how quickly would you want that help to get there? And the answer is always the same. I want as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. I wouldn't want someone I care about sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes waiting for help. So again, it brings a lot of accountability, transparency, and immediately the ability to get help.
You know, I like to say I equate love as a universal language, but I also equate safety in a similar regard. It's something that we all want, no matter who we are, where we are, how old we are. We all want to feel safe. And I like that you've created something that inadvertently has created that, not only for yourself, but for the community. So walk me through the ease of functionality with the app. How functional is it?
It's very, very, very simple to use. The one thing that I do know from my experience is that when you're in a crisis, you're not thinking correctly. You certainly don't have time to start fishing through apps on your phone to try to find the one that you're looking for to help you. So we built the app so that it's voice activated. So if you get in a situation, you can create your own, we call it a Safe4r password or phrase, and you just call out for it, verbally ignite it, and a whole host of features kick into gear immediately with that voice activation.
So if my Safe4r, let's say it's jalapeno, I say jalapeno and the app is automatically turned on, and it records? What does it do exactly when I say jalapeno?
So you would trigger it with a Siri call or an Android, their call. So you would say, hey Siri, jalapeno. And then literally about 13 different features kick into gear. It starts streaming your camera. It notifies your witnesses, which are like followers. You can black out your screen so your screen actually looks like nothing's happening. Meanwhile, you've got thousands of people watching what's going on. It starts recording to the cloud. So even if your device is destroyed, that content is still available. It starts recording your route so that if you're moving, it records that down to Google Street View so that someone can go back and trace where did they go. If there's a stop for more than a minute, it documents every stop in that movement. Wow. If you're running from somebody, your witnesses actually see the address that you're at when you ignite it, and it keeps tracking it. So there's a phone, they can hit 911. So while they're running over there, they can also say, hey, I'm running to 333 Main Street. My friend's in trouble. Now she's at 338 8th Street. Now she's on 10th Street, because it continues to track as you're moving. And again, a whole slew of features kick into gear when you ignite from a simple verbal command.
Okay, I have another question then. Okay, so let's say you can't touch the phone. You do your call out. If you're an Apple user, you'll say, hey Siri, jalapeno, and then it opens up the app and then these features pop up. Is it voice activated continually from that point on?
Yeah, once you activate it, you don't have to do anything else.
Okay.
All you have to do is try to be as safe and protect yourself as much as possible. The app will be doing its thing. You should have a gazillion people running towards you to help you that are right around the corner, because it's really cool is in as much as you have followers that we call witnesses, and those are people who they'll get notified when you activate your Safe4r alert and they can see you. And you can have a buddy that actually joins you to be like, dude, what's going on? Kind of video and video, all of which gets muted if you double tap and black out the screen. But in addition to that, anybody who has the app that's within 1,500 feet of where you are when you ignite, they get notified as well. And it'll say, Chandra, Safe4r user Chandra is 600 feet from where you are right now, and this is how you get to her. And it shows your profile picture, and I can run over there and go, hey, are you okay? So it creates what we call a safety net. And we want that safety net, it's a global safety net, to be as big as we can get it. Because the more people that are involved with that, the more people that can react and get to people and help. And it's kind of, I got your back, you got my back. Something's happening to you or your family member, someone you care about that's near me, I'm there. Something's happening to my family member, someone who's near you, you're there. So it builds a safety net of us, all of us as a global community, just looking out for each other.
Wow, I mean, you've created a myriad of features in one app, and I think it's phenomenal. One feature that sticks out to me is your emergency call out button with more than 47 countries programmed in it. Why was it important to expand the functionality across such a myriad of geographical locations?
Because, everybody in the world wants to be safer. Crime is not specific to the United States, and it's not specific to local communities. It's global. It's a global epidemic. It's horrific, and everyone's affected by it. So we made it so that when you hit that 911 number, because I can be a witness for somebody in Germany, but when I hit that little phone to dial that emergency number, it'll call the one in Germany. If they see me, it'll call the one out here. And we have the app also in 20 different languages as well, because again, it's a global effort. We want everyone on the planet to have the opportunity to be safer than ever before.
Okay, so how do you download the app? How much does it cost? Where do you get it, et cetera, et cetera?
Awesome. So the app is available in the Apple Store, in the App Store. It's also available on Android in the Play Store. It's a free app, and you can upgrade to some additional features for a little bit extra money. And we've got some really cool, incredible things that we're doing in contributions to the community and other organizations, as well as with the capital that's raised from folks leveraging the application. But yes, it's live right now in the App Store and the Play Store. And remember, it's spelled a little weird. So it's SEFE and then the number 4 and then the letter R. So it's pronounced Safer, but it's SAFE, the number 4 and the letter R.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rocky Wright, for being a guest on the Chandria Show, sharing your incredible new app that you're selflessly not only helping yourself, but you're helping the community at large. And I think it's a phenomenal idea. I encourage everyone to download it, check it out, and become safer in your own community and beyond. Rocky, thank you so much for being my special guest today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.